once more, what was made? First crater, still while it is empty. Look here, there is a small river, it is noticed. This dam was built in the winter. Then when snow began melting, water collected here.
Yeah.
Over there 200 meters long canal was built, connection, and that water flows here. Very simple idea.
And the idea was that the Soviets had to compete with Spain for holiday locations, so they needed to create artificial lakes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yes, sir, has no other troubles than competing with Spain.
And Italy, of course.
In technical sense, this experiment was successful. No trouble, no problem, no leak of radiation, but the cost was too high.
Yeah.
So this lake remains the only example.
And there's just one.
Several different kinds of fish were breeded in this lake. It was very popular for fishermen. They stopped coming here probably last year because too many fishermen for this amount of fish. Fishermen, too many people come here.
Really?
Yeah, for fishing.
Yeah, I was curious to saw the bird there. I figured what's it eating.
I think in a few years the population of fish will recover and they will be here again. Surprisingly, it is just 200 meters and that place is absolutely clean. So another well to take samples. This one is about 31 meters in one side.
They moved the ladder because of yours.
They didn't remove it, it is here. Original size of the river, it was very small. It was equally small here until the dam was built.
Yeah.
You see, birds, mainly it is cormorants, which means that fish is enough for them. Yeah. And it was tiny river before the dam was built.
But you said, what did you call him? The Minister of Defense?
Minister of Middle Range Industry, yeah. In fact it was Ministry of Military Industry.
Yeah, he swam here to prove it's safe.
Yes,
But
yes.
there's still the risk of drowning.
He was a good swimmer.
Okay. But it's
And
not,
even if he drowns, it has nothing to do with radiation.
yeah.
The bed of lake is, the bottom is contaminated more, but water is excellent insulator against radiation. Layer of 70 centimeters reduces radiation twice, by half.
70 centimeters of water.
Yeah, reduce radiation by half. And you can imagine how many such layers can be fit in 180 meters. Almost 270 layers. So compared to the bed, radiation here is reduced how many times? 2 in power to 170. Billions of times. All of this was thrown out of the crater. It all was flat land. The shelf is very steep, so it becomes steep almost immediately.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I also tried to swim in it. Getting out was difficult.
Yeah, this is why it failed, because if you go to the beach in Spain, then it's not so steep.
Yeah.
You wander up.
So that was the only reason, yeah, the only competitive advantage.
Yeah.
The buffer for test site also is a kind of for secrecy. Now this test site is shut down. It belonged to other state. Now it is not secret anymore. It is only restricted in some parts for the radiation safety. Oh, beautiful butterfly! Can you see it?
Yeah, this
It fell randomly. So this is connection canal that brought the waters of river into the crater. At some moment crater was empty. So very easy, very smart job.
Here you can build. Who's famous for the canals? The Dutch?
I don't know.
French?
I don't know.
Whatever. I was thinking of making a play on more tourism. Well, it's a French though. Any submarines in this lake?
No, how can you imagine bringing a submarine here?
A big helicopter maybe?
No,
Maybe
too heavy for a helicopter.
But you said you had nukes in space, so maybe they could drop a submarine from a satellite.
So how precise should it be? For nuclear bomb, precision doesn't make much sense because its power compensates any deviation. But what about submarine? What if it lands there?
It should have some wheels to make a backup.
Then it should be a car, or maybe locomotion.
Yeah, they could have a spare clip.
Yeah, good idea.
That's why nobody just goes there. I mean,
Fishermen come here
Yeah.
very often. Scientists stopped coming here, but for more than 30 years they made very long experiments here. Every summer they walked through, in literal sense, through every square meter and collected samples of soil, herbs, took DNA from animals, fishes, birds, and they have very good statistics for the last 30 years. Very good statistics, and they have maps of contamination. Everything is published, everything is transparent. So good job. This is roughly their size, standard size, and it goes for several hundred meters. Concrete part is already destroyed by looters, and the rest probably didn't bring enough profit. But normally, so it is concrete, steel pipe over it, and steel pipe inside it.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Power cable that goes up to command point. It is over there. That is our next stop. So if someone in the bunker presses the button, in fact turns the switch on, and it booms here. Here's the building with the equipment, with measurements. So power cables goes there. Here information cables come here. And 40 minutes after the test, after the explosion, radiation safety team comes, measures everything around. If there is a leak of the radiation, if it's there, they make a deactivation. If it is clean, they still continue checking it for next 24 hours, and then it is reported, forgotten, and sent to archives. Goals or aim for tests was different. This was partly military, developing new weapons, but there was also many of them for science, for industry, that, like I mentioned you in the morning, and also effect, so-called effect of weapon. Effect of weapon, I'll tell you at the next. It was other thing.
Also, they must have done some just for fun, because it's a very cool thing to do.
For fun, it is too costly. They have more important job. This previously was beneath the roof. It was one building. So wall came up to here. So within 3 or 4 years it is fully destroyed by scavengers. From above it was covered with a layer of soil, and from space or from aircraft it looked like a hill. So they first had to remove all the soil, then began destroying the building. Why they did do it? Because you see a lot of metal pieces sticking out. Here, to enforce it, to make the building stronger, up to 6 kilograms of steel are inserted per cubic meter of concrete. You can imagine, meter, and it's still, beside concrete, it also has 600 kilograms of steel. The concrete itself is very strong, type M900, using that is used for fortification, for building forts and military assets. So it should sustain under direct atomic bombing. Where I stand now, there was a big rolling door, 4 meters in diameter, 2 meters thick, and it was rotated by electric motors. So for example, up there atomic bomb falls, this one should sustain. Unfortunately, they destroyed it fully. Now getting inside is not possible, but we will drive to other side and anyway get inside. This part was the frontal entrance, main entrance.
Are they, let's say, in the hierarchy of society? They're obviously not a doctor or a lawyer. How profitable, or are they? Is their job profitable, or are they kind of poor?
It is profitable enough. Can you imagine Khrushchevka kind building, 5 floors, typical Soviet building, in houses everywhere. You saw them in Almaty, in Gorsk. So metal taken out of it is worth about 6 million tenge. It is roughly, now it is $13,000. Obtained within a single week. Previously it was bigger because the dollar rate was less. Previously it could be up to $40,000 per week. It is very good money.
But yeah, but they can't do it every week.
Why not? So in my presence, while I was telling such, half of such building was destroyed just within an hour. Dropped, I mean, and then it takes longer time to crash it into such pieces and take metal out. Anyway, it is very profitable.
Oh, they also have mud here. That's cool.
Yeah, so come forward. Could you please make it? So how to say it's turned out? Okay. So will I be filming you or just photography? Photography. Okay. Do you see it? You are now in it. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it. I'm above it.
Yeah, so this is what I mean. You can dive a bit and look at it, have a look at it.
It's dark.
Anyway.